So hello everyone, I'm here again with another topic of class 10th, and today we are going to talk about transportation in plants, because this is also equally important to know how transportation happens in the case of plants. We have studied transportation in human beings, in animals, but plants are also equally important. So when it comes about the transportation in plants, so basically there are two things which have to be transported in plants. First of all, they are water and minerals, and the second thing is the food which is prepared by the green parts of the plants with the help of the process photosynthesis. So these two things have to be transferred in the case of plants. So they have actually different types of cells for the transportation of these things. If we talk about the transport of water and minerals, they are transported with the help of xylem. Xylem vessels are present in the plant, and the water and minerals are transported with the help of xylem vessels. And when we talk about the food which is prepared in the plants, about its transportation, so they are the food material is transported with the help of phloem vessels actually, so or phloem cells you can say. And one more thing I would like to tell you here, that the transportation of food material which is basically in the form of sucrose. When we talk about plants, the food which is prepared, it is present in the form of sucrose. So this sucrose is transferred from green parts to the non-green parts of the plant with the help of phloem vessels, and this process is called as translocation. This translocation is basically the transport of food which is in sucrose form with the help of phloem cells from the green parts of the plants to the non-green parts. This is basically the process of translocation. And when we talk about the difference between these two vessels, you can say here, because we are talking about the transport of water minerals as well as the transportation of food also. So this water and mineral, it has to be transported from the lower part of the plant to all the upper part. So basically the roots will absorb the water from the soil, and they will send this water molecule to all the other parts of the plants. So this thing is unidirectional actually, because it is happening only in a single direction from the lower part of the plant to the upper part. But when we talk about the food transportation, so it is made in the green parts of the plant and it is transported to all the non-green parts. So it can be present to the lower part also, and the non-green parts can be present at the upper part also. So when we talk about the function of phloem vessels, it is bidirectional. So this can be considered as one difference between these two. This is bidirectional and this one is unidirectional. So this is one difference between these two. Okay, now let's talk about the transport of water and minerals, how they are transported in the plants. So this is very simple to understand. As you all know about the term transpiration. What is transpiration? What do you mean by transpiration? It is basically the loss of water from the leaves of the plant, you can say, because the leaves have pores in them and the water is lost in the form of water vapors continuously from these pores. This process is called as transpiration. So see what happens here. Suppose if this is a tree and it is having leaves here, leaves are present here in this tree, all in all these regions, and what is happening in the case of transpiration? Water is being lost from these areas, and as the water is being lost from here, what is happening? Suppose the plant is also, the plant's body is also made up of different types of cells. So as the water is lost from the upper part, what will happen actually? Water also moves from its higher concentration to lower concentration. So as the water is going out from here, the water will be transported, or it will be shifted. Water molecules will be shifted from these cells to these cells, from here to here, from here to here, from here to, because a vacancy is being created in the cells actually with by the process of transpiration. Transpiration is happening here, but as a result of transpiration, vacancy is being created. So water molecules will be shifted from one cell to another, and basically what will happen, the water molecules which are present here in the soil, this is the soil, and water molecule is present here, so water will be transferred from this region to the above region actually. So from the soil water will be shifted upwards and all the cells will gain the water molecule. So this is also one way to understand how the transportation of water happens in plants. And in the same way, water transportation of minerals is also happening, because minerals are dissolved in the water, so they both are transported simultaneously. So this is one way of transportation of water, and we can understand it by another way also. So let's understand this with another example. Suppose this is the root of the plant, and this is in the soil. This is a tree or a plant, you can say, and these are the roots. So what will happen actually, to be very precise, plants, what they will do, because they have another way to absorb the water from the soil, so here they have to spend some energy. They have to give their energy, and energy is stored in the plants in the form of ATP. So they will spend their energy. ATP will be expended here, and after giving the ATP, what the plants will do, they will absorb the minerals. The minerals or ions which are present in the plants, it will be absorbed by the plant with the with the help of giving some energy. With the help of expending some energy, it will absorb the ions which are present in the roots. Now what will happen, just try to understand here. As the ions and minerals, they will be transported here, so what will happen, the concentration of solutes, because minerals are present in the soil also and the minerals are present here in the root also. In the plant's body already minerals are present, but as it requires some more minerals, it is going to absorb some more minerals from the root. So what will happen here, as the minerals will be absorbed, their concentration will be increased here. In this area, in this region, their concentration will increase. This simply means as the concentration of solute is increasing, that means the concentration of solvent is decreased. That means the concentration of water will be decreased here. So as the water will be decreased, concentration of water will be decreased here, what will happen, water will automatically it will move inside with the help of a process that is called as endoosmosis. So concentration gradient is being formed for the water, so it will be transported from outside to the inside inner part of the plant. So water will come here. And as the minerals and ions are absorbed by the plants by giving some energy, so this type of transport, this type of absorption by the plant is called as active transport. So with the help of active transport, the plants have absorbed the minerals and they will absorb the water also as a result of this active absorption, because concentration gradient for water is being formed. So the water will show the process of endoosmosis and it will move inside the plant. So in that way also the movement of water can happen in the case of plants. Next we have the movement of food material, or basically the transportation of food particle in the plants. So this we are going to understand in the next part of this video, which I will be uploading very soon. I think the concepts should be clear in your mind up to this topic. So thank you all of you for watching the video.